The book I'm using is, I had to read it first, so, and I loved it, and then I saw the movie. So, the Jane Austen Book Club. Um, it's a great book, great movie. Of course, everybody loves Jane Austen. And what I loved about this, and this is my first book that I've actually altered. I mean, I've taken, gutted a book and made a junk journal from that, but this is the first time I've left everything in the pages. So it was quite the learning curve. As you can see, it's turned into quite the chunky monkey, and that's partially because, especially at the end here, there's a whole section about Jane Austen's books and some comments from famous writers over time, which I've left in. A couple pages where they talk about other books. Again, I left them in. And so it was quite the challenge, actually, to before I ripped out a page, I had to actually reread it to make sure I wasn't taking something interesting out. So had lots of fun, but like I said, it was a challenge, a bit of a challenge to make it work for myself. And I was kind of worried about the some of the pages. They seemed to need a little bit of reinforcement. So I did that, and I love it. And I'd like to give you a little bit of a flip through. I'll try to take not too much time. I've seen various videos, and sometimes when people speak less, it actually is a better video, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. Anyhow, I love, this is a stamp of mine, and I love this paper here, so that was a pleasure. What I did notice is that my pages, when I glued two of them together, I really had the scent, and then put some cardstock on it. It was really a little bit thick, but I've been bending it and moving it around, and I do find it's getting more supple. Okay, I will just comment about this. Everybody shows a picture of Jane Austen, and I'm not really keen on that picture, but I found this one, and it seems to be a newly found picture. At least that's my impression. And I kind of like that a lot better, her writing. And she does look a lot like her brothers. I had a quick peek, and I was quite interested in who Jane Austen is. And yeah, this picture gave me a better impression of that, of who I thought she was. And I left in some of the quotes from the different, from the various books she has written, so I like that. A little bit of lace pocket. Little envelope that I taped it shut so that you can keep it, taped it with washi so that you can open and close it and keep it. Something special tucked in there. Made a little bit of a pocket underneath. Kept the main page, the Jane Austen Book Club, in there, which I like. And another little pocket. Again, using paper with handwritten, looking like it's handwritten by Jane Austen. So I tried to do that a little bit. So the idea of the book club is every month they meet. So the book is divided up into months. The first share made a little, this is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, her beautiful papers. I have another journal I will be videotaping after this that highlights her her digital papers, sorry. Made some tabs, again, randomness, I do like that. But I try to, on the front of each month, have a tab. And after the front month of each tab, I made a bit of a pull-out to get as much journaling room. Maybe this could be a monthly journal. And I did that for the beginning of each month. And I like it. A little bit of gesso. Of course, all our books there. from Pinterest. A little bit of gesso, and the part that I didn't gesso is again when they talk about the books specifically, and I kind of like to reread that. April. And I'll flip out a little bit of journaling spots. Some gesso again. This is an ivory color gesso, so it's actually quite nice. Pockets. Made this pocket flip over. Little envelope. Couple of things in there. Keep calm and be an Austen heroine. Again here, this is actually quite interesting. It's all the information about her trying to publish and the troubles she had trying to publish her books. Kind of interesting, and I didn't want to remove that. May, and again we come to May with a little belly band here, and of course the flip out. Oops, let's see if we can get that a little bit better into picture here. So a place to write. A little bit of gesso again, this time white gesso. I do like the ivory better, but I was more or less testing. Another quote from Mansfield Park this time. So each month they're looking at a different Austen book, so you get quotes from that book, Mansfield Park, in this section, in this month. So this year is all about keep calm and reign on. And something about wearing your crown. Always wear your invisible crown. And I think this is quite appropriate for Mansfield Park. A little bit of a belly band here. Not belly band, a little fold, tuck, punch, or gesso. Tuck spot here. This is from the jacket of the book. Tuck spot. And June. And again, instead of flipping it out, I decided to actually use washi tape and put it in. And drink tea and read books. And now they're talking about a different book at a different location. This is I think we've all seen this, but it's appropriate for this book. It's Jane Austen with a twist. So if you are a fan, what other books could you read that you would enjoy? The same as Jane Austen. I used to have several of the books, but over the years and moving, I've no longer have them, so I'm thinking of purchasing all the books again. So I've been looking online for that. Little pages added for journaling. Again, some of these pages, the reason I didn't just sew them is because they're talking about various books in here. Not Jane Austen books, but this time Ursula K. Le Guin. And I used to read her books also, so I like that. Tuck spot. And July. Oh, this is a little belly band where you can hide stuff in. And July. Oh, this time I did another pull out. And a little hidden pocket here. This is based on this quote here is, in Austen's day, a traditional ball still opened with a minuet. Minuet was originally danced by one couple at a time, alone on the floor. So that's why I put this dress in. It's kind of like, I don't know, would it be something they would wear? Maybe not, but I thought it was a cute idea. A little tuck spots, little pocket from lace, and of course pocket. Another little pocket. More little journaling cards. Oops, tuck spot. Just taped in, washi taped in piece of paper. From a digital kit, I believe, but I can't remember. August. Again, this time taped in some of my stamps. A little envelope. Tight spot. There we go. Sometimes you have to, I haven't started using this yet, so once you start using and moving things in and out of the pockets, it gets a little bit better. Tuck spot there. November, envelope here for putting in stuff. November, it's the last meeting, and then we come to the epilogue, which I kept in. And then this section here I thought was really quite nice. Kind of summarizes the book and Jane Austen. The mere habit of learning to love is the thing there. And Austen repeats herself, the mere habit of learning to love is the thing, and then her dates, which I like. Because that's a little bit what Jane Austen is all about, at least in my opinion. And then some items, cards with with writing implements on, and ink, and I thought that was kind of nice. I think I might like to I bought leather material or special cut material that you can put on here for a pen loop for a fountain pen. I thought that would be nice. And then here, this is my favorite section, the novels. It actually talks about each one of her novels, which was written and under the circumstances and what it was about. And so I like that. And then it goes into, oops, I jumped a little bit ahead, the response. And this is the section where each, who she shared the books with to get initial feedback on, which I really liked about Jane Austen. And then it talks about different authors, like Charlotte Bronte, in a letter discusses some of the books or one of the books that came out. And so you get feedback from various authors over time, all the way to 2003, J.K. Rowling. And so, yeah, it's very interesting to read and look back at how much some people loved her work and some people hated her work. So it's really quite controversial books at the time, especially. And then questions for discussion. So if you wanted to have your own book club and discuss Jane Austen, questions that could strike up a conversation in the group and stuff. I have two little booklets, and I missed the other one, but here, this is a little booklet with some writing journaling paper in. That's going to be handy. And then there's sometimes a little journal and card about home, because Jane Austen